Hello, everybody. It's Donna Cravata, and we're back with another Real 50 Over 50 interview. And this week we have Bonnie Schutz. She is the founder and CEO of Tandem Resource Solutions, and she's the co founder of Preferred Service Pros and the host of the Delegate to Elevate podcast, where she talks about getting shit done. I love that. After nearly 3 decades as a high level executive assistant, Bonnie stepped into entrepreneurship and built a business dedicated to helping leaders grow with the right support beside them. Today, she's expanding that vision even further, connecting business owners with trusted service providers through Preferred Service Pros, and amplifying real conversations about leadership growth and getting shit done through her podcast. Welcome, Bonnie. We
Thank
have
you
so
so
much to talk
much.
about today because it's like we were parallel tracks.
Yes, we definitely were. I love that. My second act sisters.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
Love it.
Second, I'm into my third or fourth at
Yeah.
this point.
I kind of feel like my third has just begun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. So how did you do all of this? Like, what led you to leave? What led you to leave your
Oh,
job
well, I
and
wish it
start
was
a
something
business?
profound. Like I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but it wasn't. Um, it was just a happening. I think something happened in my last job that just kind of gave me the kick in the pants and to get into my head and say, do I still want to do this corporate admin thing anymore? And then I talked to myself over a weekend, came back, gave my boss notice, and left a month later to do my own thing. It was actually a side hustle that I had started with my friend, shout out Michelle, at my last job. She was the recruiter. The side hustle was where Tandem Resource Solutions was birthed as a recruiting agency for administrative professionals. And we do that a little bit on the side. But I had spoken to ex colleagues, ex executives that had supported or not supported, was, worked with, who told me, if you're going to make this thing work, you need to take it 100%. And between that and the happening, we'll call it, at my last job, I said bye bye to do my own thing.
Yeah, yeah, and no looking back.
None. No, I've been at it a decade now. I can't believe how fast that decade went.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
Thank you.
This
Yes,
is
absolutely.
yeah, this is my 20th year, and it's mind blowing.
It is. It is. It's great. I love it.
It
So
is.
many new things and so busy. I mean,
Yeah,
busy in a good busy.
yeah.
And I mentioned to you before we hit go that I'm an accidental entrepreneur. Like I wanted to start a company. Little did I know that I got that mindset while doing it. And like, what else can I do? What else can I start? So now 3 companies or 3 businesses in. Wow. Where did that happen? How did that happen? No
I
clue.
know when you sent me all of your information, there were so many links between the websites and the social platforms. And as I'm going through this, I'm like, she needs to consolidate this. And then
Make it make it
after I took
one big
everything in,
umbrella
I'm like,
company.
she
You're
can't
right.
consolidate this.
You're
They're
right.
like three legitimate different things.
You're right. They are. I know. That's why, like, I could just keep adding silos to my one business, but no, they don't. That doesn't make sense to me. So now I call it an ecosystem. So every business plays into the next, and so it's a
Hmm.
nice little ecosystem of 3 companies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So now let's talk about that. Like how do these three entities
absolutely.
fit together and
Yeah,
feed each other
yeah.
and
Mhm.
and what is it exactly that you're doing as far as helping people with support and delegation
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all of those things?
Absolutely. Yeah. So the original business, the admin recruiting firm, Tandem Resource Solutions, blossomed into, at the time, I started a virtual assistance agency when virtual assistants were new, shiny objects. Back in the day, I had just put into my head, I need to make some money in between my recruitments that would maybe come in quarterly. I'm like, what do I know best? I know how to be an admin, or as you would say in New York, a secretary. Secretary,
Secretary.
secretary. I knew how to be an admin. And I'm like, well, I've heard of this virtual assistance thing. I think it's simply a call center in the Philippines, not to negate the call centers in the Philippines, but that's just where my head went immediately. And I said, no Americans do this. But so I started looking around and I just happened to be on Craigslist one day. And sure enough, there was an ad for a VA and it was in the executive assistant lane. And I'm like, I can do this. What was I doing when I was supporting executives that were traveling? Well, I was in a VA sitting in their office. And
Mm-hmm.
so I sold myself that way and got the gig and learned a lot very quickly. But
Mm-hmm.
what I like to say is that when I put what I was doing at Tandem, and then I was not just a recruiter, but I was this new thing, this VA, my network mostly consisted of executive assistants. And so my virtual walls were like just torn down. They were falling over with the EAs in my life that wanted to work for me. And I was like, me? The imposter syndrome was so, you want to work for me? I'm just a secretary. Like, me? But then again, it's like so humbling. I was like, wow, these are the people I love. I want to support these people because they were in the shoes I was in for 30 years. And so I birthed the second leg of Tandem, which was a virtual assistance agency. Today, we call them remote support pros because VA just didn't fit for me anymore with the skill level that we had. And there was so much more. Even knowing what I was able to do as a former EA, like VA just didn't seem like it fit me. And so we built that agency to multiple six-figure revenues. And someone reached out to me randomly on LinkedIn and said, I love your voice. I love what you do and how you follow and support other people on socials. You should start a podcast. Then the me again, who wants to listen to
Who
me?
wants to listen to me?
I'm just this woman ranting, this 50-something-year-old woman ranting in Colorado. But I just said, I talked to my husband and I just took a chance on myself and I invested in this consultant. And it was scary, but I did it. And flash forward 100 some episodes into the podcast, I didn't know I needed it. And I needed it because I'm a people person and people need people. And if you're isolated and home alone, it was exactly what I needed.
Mm-hmm.
Then through the lovely conversations with all my guests, those that I don't know and those that I know and who have introduced me to others, I have gained so much. And so as a way to give back to my guests and to their networks and the amazing B2B professional service providers out there, I came up with another idea. That's that entrepreneur thing that sneaks up, and I could have added it to Tandem. But I thought, you know what, this is going to be an offshoot of the podcast. And
Mm-hmm.
so we started Preferred Service Pros, which is a directory for B2B service providers that are vetted, referral ready, check all the boxes. We have a vetting system, 10 high level points with lower level points that they have to check all the boxes to be one of the preferred. And, I'm really enjoying giving back to those that have been on my podcast and others that have seen us. We launched this only 2.5 weeks ago. And it's doing really well. I'm super excited to see that the support of my network and people that feel value. And I think that's really what I'm meant to do in this second, third act is to bring life and visibility to those that have supported me through my journey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's so important because like I know in my work, one of the things that happens because like I help people build foundations and I don't do a lot of implementation work
Sure.
anymore, but then people will go hire someone else and
Yeah.
they'll dismantle like everything that we created. So it's so important to have like this referral system in place where
Mhm.
you can refer the people that will pick up where you left off and
Yeah.
understand like what you've created is the starting point of something special. And
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I love to have my network on the podcast.
Hmm.
I'd love to have them on the preferred, on the listing. And then if they ever need support, this is how it all ties together. If they need admin or light operational support, my team's got that covered too.
Hmm.
And I know other agencies too, if my team's not a fit.
Hmm. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's amazing. It's a really
Yeah.
needed service.
Thank you.
Um so much of this people will end up what I see often is they invest in the wrong people because they don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Particularly if they're just fresh out of corporate and like this is another world. It's
It
going
is.
through that Alice in Wonderland looking.
It is. I didn't really realize what I was getting into when I left my corporate role and that steady paycheck and and the headaches. I mean, but they're just different headaches now.
Yeah, it's different.
But I control the headaches. I can
Yeah.
make a choice.
Well, that power of choice is really important because, like if you're working on something and it's not working, you can decide
Yeah.
immediately, like, okay, next.
Is that essential? Nah.
No, we don't need to spend 2 years like beating this dead horse.
Mm-mm.
Let's just move on to what the next thing
Right,
is.
right. It's a huge difference from working for somebody else and lining their pockets.
Mhm.
No offense,
Yeah,
old bosses.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Love ya. Thanks for
mhm,
teaching me all I know because that was my secret sauce. And we chatted about that as well. Like as an admin, secretary, EA, sitting at the table, just taking notes, you don't realize what's soaking in. And I talk a lot to people about when they're making a pivot, think about your transferable skills. And I didn't know I had them until I
yeah,
sat
me
down to
too.
create this business. I'm like, I remember my old boss at this company doing that. And I know
Mhm.
what this acronym stands for because I heard it at my last job. And I never would have known that had I started doing this younger and didn't have that, what my friend calls that a return on experience.
Mhm.
I didn't have that back then. So I'm really playing to my experiences, my EQ that I've
Yeah.
gained just through lifing.
Well, when you're in that supportive, administrative supportive role, nobody is like nurturing your future. You're
Right.
just learning things because things need to get done.
Mhm.
And, there's no labels associated with that. It's just work.
Yeah, exactly. And it was okay for a while for me to be the behind the scenes
Mhm.
person and just let others shine, and I'd get so embarrassed when they would actually recognize me a moment here and there. But now, putting my face out there, this is what age brings, and I say that because of your podcast is 50 over 50, so
Mhm.
most of us are over 50,
Yeah.
and life and age just brings a new level of confidence. Like, I would never have done this in my
Yeah.
20s or my 30s.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that what life has given me in these older years. I
Yeah.
really
And
do.
and, we're just getting started.
Yes.
We've got decades
Brings the
left.
charm, that third
Yeah,
act is a
we've
charm,
got
right?
decades to go and
I
so
love
many
it.
things. I mean, like,
Mm.
I feel like, this is just the beginning of whatever's
Oh, I love
next.
that. Rub a little of that off of me because I can't wait to retire.
Yeah, well, there's no retire. I mean, I can't even imagine stopping what I'm doing.
Oh, that's
I
I
mean,
hear that so
adjusting it
often.
adjusting it for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I just did, but I could see doing that in another couple of years and
Yeah.
just I started calling it sustainable rhythm.
Okay. I
So
like that.
finding this rhythm of what works in my
What
business
doesn't
and my
yeah.
body and all of it, that it
Yeah.
all works together. And but I can't imagine stopping.
I love that. So I have this urge to stop, and it's not because I don't like what I do or anything like that. It's just the because I don't won't have to be working, but I do feel like at some point I'm going to probably be bored or not able to travel, all year long or whatever. I think where I've set my businesses up, they will sustain me into the retirement years, whether it's a true
Mhm.
retirement or not. Yeah. I know how to
It
delegate to a CEO if I need to hire one.
but that's something to think about too, because, like, when you're in corporate for so many years, retirement is the end goal.
Right.
But when you're in your own business, you can change that end goal
Yeah,
for it to be whatever you want it to be,
yeah.
It doesn't
It's
have to be
your
an
future.
end. It could
No,
just be like the next version.
making it a family legacy, bringing in your children to run it. I've got
Yeah.
2 30-something-year-old daughters who really don't want to at this point, but you never know where they'll be in their 40s
Mhm.
when mom steps down. I mean, there's that opportunity, and then for me, the team, I've had upwards of 35 plus VAs, RSPs, remote support pros on my team over the years, and they've all stayed pretty true to me, and I would love to one of those that shine, let her or him have that opportunity.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I was listening to a podcast about a week or so ago, and they were talking about exiting a business,
mhm.
which I don't really think about much because, I mean, my business is me, I'm my business,
I
right?
love that.
But
Yeah.
what they talked about was so interesting because they talked about it more in the perspective of a smaller business like the ones that we have,
Hmm.
and that you could even sell a piece of it. It doesn't have to
Right.
be the whole thing.
Yeah, I've heard of franchising your business. You get all the operation, all the processes ready. You could
Mhm,
franchise. I know you mentioned that you were in M&A, and I didn't know anything about M&A unless I was an executive assistant and I was
mhm,
sitting at those tables when
mhm,
they were talking to those people, and I understand all what goes on the back end.
mhm.
Not franchising or selling or selling parts, like you said, parts of my business, parts
Yeah,
of my process. I love
yeah,
that. That's so
yeah.
many,
It
so
it
many things.
it felt so empowering when I heard
Yeah.
that because I never really consider it. Because when I think of selling, I think back to my corporate days. I mean, like, we're talking about, okay, Viacom is gonna buy something, you know?
Right.
I mean, like, we had enormous clients, and,
Mhm.
but it like, in the perspective of my little itty bitty business.
Aw. Great. I knew you, and I didn't even know you.
So
I think
let's
you just rang so true to me with the 50 over 50 because the best connections I've made are women 40, 50, 60 plus in this
yeah,
second act with me. I
yeah.
love it. They're my people.
Me too, me too. I never expected this. This was all unplanned, and it just
Great.
kind of happened. But,
Nice.
but the best thing, it's the best
I'm
thing.
a fan.
Yeah. So let's talk some more about delegation. We talked
Yeah.
about this at, well, before we went live, but, um, like, tell me your philosophy on delegation.
Mhm.
I'm always
Well, I
curious.
think it's because of, again, the years that I was in corporate and the things I wish would have happened that I never spoke up about, would have made me better, a better assistant at the time. Um, then getting into business and working with smaller companies or entrepreneurs or consultants, those kind of people, with the things you learn, lessons learned, ups and downs, losing clients, gaining clients that don't really fit, um, I just started to develop in my head the urge to teach people how to delegate better, and how to let go of what holds them back. The control, the trust, and those kind of things. And so I thought, when that person reached out to me about doing a podcast, it was very timely because it was exactly when I was thinking about that. And then I didn't think put it into a podcast, Bonnie. Don't just sell a book or something. I'm like, okay, perfect. The book comes later. So the podcast, I having all these people, the one thing I ask my guests to do is be vulnerable, be real. If you're not good at delegating, say it. If
Mhm,
if you've had experiences delegating or also include outsourcing parts of your business, tell me what that was like. Why is it hard for you? What do you need to make it easier? And you don't have to keep up with the Joneses. You could be happy getting one thing off your plate. If you want to get your whole business off your plate, that's another story we've talked about a minute ago. Um, but yeah, I really like to share with people and give them tips and tricks and what I call golden bits on the show. Um, and they can come away with something to either make them feel better about where they're at or give them some idea of where they can be.
mhm,
And if they chose to get into entrepreneurship, to be have some freedom, you can get there with delegation and outsourcing. And so, and then from that, again, meeting everybody on the podcast and amping up my network, preferred service pros just seemed like the next best thing to do is how else can I spotlight these amazing people? And it all just kind of worked together, all little stepping stones. I love it. I
mhm.
just am so into this phase of my life about helping others. I'm an empty nester, so my kids don't need me as much. you know, so what can I do to help people? Because that's who I am as a born and bred EA at my core.
We come from the same roots.
We do.
We come from the same roots. I still, I mean, it's 20 years, and even before that, it was the last 10 years that I worked there. I was not a secretary anymore.
That's right. You're
But
running the place, I
I
bet.
was running the place.
Yeah,
But, no, I was actually running the place when I was the
I get it
secretary.
for sure.
We were M&A, we brought all the
Oh,
money in.
yeah,
Um, but I get it, like, we want to make things work. I
we
mean, for
do.
me, that's the thing. If I see something that doesn't work, I need to fix it.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. And I was just seeing so much of the struggle to delegate and to accept support. And I just wanted to give them something to help them get better or feel better with where they're at. And I always call it like growing your delegation muscles, and delegation is a spectrum. You can lift the 100-pound weight or you can lift the 10-pound weight, and it takes a
Yeah,
while to get there, just like working out.
yeah.
Like I
I,
don't
I
do.
have I have definite delegation challenges.
Well, sometimes it's just your mind, and I think a good example was we talked about a doctor being the worst patient. Well, EAs
Mhm.
are the worst at delegating EA type
Yeah,
tasks, like our
yeah,
calendars or our inboxes.
yeah.
And
I'll
do
never
I
do
teach
that.
others to do it? Yes. Can I do it? No. I'll be
No,
honest.
I
Honest
can't
Abe over
even.
here.
I can't even conceptualize how that would work. I really can't.
I know it works because I've seen it by example with my team and some of the up and coming entrepreneurs that aren't maybe as jaded as I would be. They're so open to it. They're all about the freedom and not doing things and sitting on beaches and doing what they
Mhm,
want, that they're open, so open to it. So I think it's going to take our generation to show them what it can be like, or for
mhm.
me, like what I could actually do if I would just give up the reins. Which, you know what, someday I swear, I solemnly swear I will.
So, all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
What's the thing that you would delegate?
Ooh. Well, definitely my social media, because
Mm,
that can be a thorn in your side. And I have delegated in the past. And as you know, as entrepreneurs, your businesses ebb and flow. And sometimes you have the budget and sometimes you don't. Right. Currently, I don't have a social media person, but I get also talk on my podcast about creative delegation and cross delegation, which I use both. Cross delegation is I get my spouse to do a few things. He does the books. Never been a fan of doing the books. He does some
mhm.
tech behind the scenes production for me. Yes, he has a full-time job, but he loves me. Um, and then there's the budget constraints that a lot of people fall on. And how can I delegate? I can't afford people, like if they're saying this to me. Well, I found an intern at my local college in a Spanish language program who, if I needed and could add some piece to where he still gets a chance to translate and do some Spanish things for the company, I would get his services for free for like 12 weeks. Yes, I was on that. And to him, he's done a lot of social media for me, a lot of research. Research is a big one. That's a time suck, is it not? But we're always researching and, doing our due diligence when we start new projects or new things. That's a perfect job for an intern. Do they not have to do a lot of research in school? They're good at it. And working with somebody that's a couple generations behind me has been enlightening. I
Mhm.
didn't know if I could do it, but I actually love his young brain.
Yeah, well, I enjoy that too, because, we come from a different space, like a different
Mhm.
place
Yep.
when we approach things,
Mhm.
and I just think it's so refreshing to
It is.
meet in the middle
Mhm.
and learn
Yeah.
from each
Yeah,
other.
yeah, I never realized how much I could learn from the younger generations, but it's great.
Yeah.
I just have to be open and receive it and, you know, know that I'm teaching, and I didn't realize I like to teach too, which back in my 20s, 30s, I hated training people, but I actually love it now. So it's amazing how your life just changes, and things you like to do in your 20s and 30s are completely different from what you like to do in your 40s, 50s, 60s. I'm
Mhm.
finding. So I don't know what's next in my 60s. They're not far away.
They're good. They're good. I'm there.
All right. And you're inspiring, I will say. I mean, if you not wanting to retire and just keep doing your thing, I bow down.
Yeah, no, I really don't.
That's
I love what
awesome.
I do, and I love my work, and I love the people that I work with, and, um,
Nice.
I've built a business that doesn't suck me dry for the first time.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I maybe
Um,
felt that in the beginning, but no more. No. And I'm gonna keep
no,
working towards it not sucking me at all.
yeah. So now with the stories that you share on your
Mhm.
podcast,
Mhm.
what are some of the stories that people share that are really outstanding that you don't usually hear? in other
Yeah, yeah.
places. I love
I
the
f
story
I
part.
know, I know. I think it's just the eye openers people have when they've taken the opportunity to take something off their plate. It's like you just feel like, well, me, I'll say myself, for example, I'll take a few things off my plate and then I feel like I have to fill it up. And so that's a lesson learned, that you realize you don't have to fill it back up. And the
Mhm.
realization that you have a little free time has been big for people. They're like, wow, I have some time. Should I build another business? Maybe, if that's what you like to do what you like to do, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think they've been having to learn to feel the space and sit in the
Ooh,
space
feel the
and not,
space. I like
right?
that.
Feel that space. As we get older, you deserve it. You've earned it. Feel that space. And I think that's a big one for people. What I talk about on my show is a lot about how to find another B2B service provider, a marketing agency, a VA agency, an accountant, whatever it is. And, sometimes they don't know all the things they can delegate and outsource. So simply sharing that with everybody is good, because they're like,
Mhm,
oh, there's somebody that does that. I thought I had to do it all.
mhm,
And that's a big one. I didn't talk my own self into the next one. That's a big one. Everybody thinks that they have to do it all to be able to delegate it. And there's like two sides to that. Yes, it's maybe kind of good that you know what it's like, and that way you can form your vision for what it needs to be done. But you don't have to do it all. And the best piece of advice that more than one guest has given me is just dip your toes if you're scared, or if the budget's not there, dip your toes into the waters of delegation and outsourcing. Try it. And don't be afraid to ask the providers for something outside of what they normally sell.
mhm.
If they sell these big, huge packages, just say, let me offer you whatever dollars to get your support for a month, and see if I can make it happen. And if I feel good about working together, admittedly, don't feel like I'm good at it, but just, be real, be truthful to who you are, and your insecurities and your inabilities sometimes, like us, to do our inbox. Um, um, I have to talk to myself sometimes out loud, Bonnie. Just let somebody else do that. On the flip, there's things that we weren't able to do in our corporate lives that we can choose to do now. And I love a social media post here and there. Just saying. Do it. You can if you want, but realize there's some limitations. And at times, if you want the business to get to this place, you're going to have to delegate some stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. I hope that answered your question.
it does. Yeah, I mean, well, it's just interesting to hear, how people adopt this,
Yeah.
because, like, if you've come from corporate, many people are accustomed to not having to do any of this.
Yeah.
And then
They're
when
just
you
proving themselves
yeah,
so they get a
and then
raise.
and
Yeah.
then when you flip to the other side,
Yeah.
you have to now start to, like, even if you're not doing it, understand what these things are that you're
Yeah.
creating in your
Right.
business, and then try and get support around that. And in all likelihood, they've never hired anybody before,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
so now they're
So
hiring
listen to
things they've
podcasts like
never
ours
done.
that make you feel better about that inability to do it because you've never done it. There's books, there's tips and business coaches and things like that that can help you out. And another big one that I talk about is delegation can be literal, like to a person, but it's also can be kind of figurative, like delegating your mind to a coach. That's something
Yeah.
I've done, a couple of coaches, a financial planner to make me change my mind on how I do things. Things
Mhm.
like that is a delegation of sorts, like,
Yeah.
debunk my old thoughts and teach me something new. So there's ways to get there and get better at your business for sure.
That's a really interesting perspective of
Mhm.
delegating your
Yeah,
your mind.
delegate your mind. Boy, have I delegated my mind. I am not a secretary.
Yeah, but you know what? You use those skills every single day, because I know I do.
Yes, and to all my lovely, no longer called secretaries, executive assistants, chiefs of
Mhm.
staff, all these people out there that are in my network, I see you. I know what you do. You force multipliers is what we
Yeah.
like to call them. I know what you do, and I know what you're capable of. It's
I mean,
awesome.
I started in 1983,
Nice.
and I took those skills that I learned that, people were not really valuing, and I
Mhm.
turned it into a business that I've had for 20 years.
Congrats. Yay.
You know,
I
so
started in 1990.
yeah.
Which was a funny story. I worked at Taco Bell as a teenager until I was 20, and then my first admin job was at a Taco Bell franchise office. It was great. I took what I knew. I knew Taco Bell, right? Took what I knew, and I saw that job. I'm like, that is for me. That's my first office job. I love it.
Yeah.
And I
My
never
mom
stopped.
told me, she said, "If you're gonna work in an office, you go work in a law firm. They'll pay you more money and the benefits are better." And she was
Smart.
right, but she didn't
Yes.
tell me the pound of flesh that they take with it.
Oh, right. I've worked in many industries. Yeah, not legal.
No, no.
I can't
When
imagine.
I first, started my business, it took a while to get things going because I started my business as a virtual assistant in 2006,
Nice.
which, like, nobody knew. Like,
Nobody knew.
yeah, if they didn't know 10 years ago, they
Yeah,
certainly
they
didn't
didn't
know
know in
20 years
2017
ago.
either.
So I went on a job interview locally to, like, near where I live, and,
Mhm.
the woman had me waiting 45 minutes in an agency, and
Mhm.
she came out and she told me that I was overqualified for all the jobs she had, but
Wow.
she had to meet the person that worked at Sherman and Sterling for 17 years because it was her first job out of college, and it was horrible.
Poor thing.
I really wanted
Wow.
to smack her.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done the agency life. I never knew they did virtual placements. That's awesome.
No, this wasn't virtual.
Oh, it
This was
wasn't
like for
virtual.
a
Oh,
real
okay.
job. Like,
Oh,
my business wasn't, I realized once I started, this is gonna take a little time
it
because
does.
nobody
Yes.
knows what I do.
Exactly. We gotta get that out there. You're right. I love that our similar backgrounds. It's so cool.
Yeah, yeah, and, I just made it up as I went along.
Same.
Yeah, yeah,
Look where
but
we are now.
exactly, but that's, I think often about the skills, like, how many of the skills that I acquired during that time that were just work, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
and
nobody
just
said, "Oh, this is what you do," or "This is a
nope.
title." I mean, when I look back at it now, I was doing organizational design by the time I left.
Nice. Yeah, project management, all the things.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I probably
HR, office management, bookkeeping,
yeah,
all the
all of it,
things.
all of it.
Marketing.
Yeah.
That's a thing. That's
They
what I
they
love that
one of
career.
yeah, one of the things that really led me to leave was they had me doing forensic accounting, and I was like, "You
Ugh.
realize, like, I can't balance a checkbook,
Yeah,
okay?
right. Have you seen the bounce
Bring
checks
me
that
the
they have in here?
words."
No. Oh, yucky. That was not my jam either.
Yeah, and then another thing they had me do was they had me build a case against somebody that I had to work with all the she was like
Ooh,
the IT person, the IT equivalent of me, okay?
wow.
And I
Yeah.
had to build a case against her, and then they didn't fire her.
Mm.
So now I had to work with this woman. It was like,
No.
"Oh, man, I can't do this."
That was some of the unfun things that I had to do, when you knew that a merger and acquisition was happening and you knew the lists of who they were laying off before they announced them, and you had to
Yeah.
work every day with those people. I don't miss that. Did that a few
No,
times.
that's
Do
really
not miss
hard.
that. It is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really hard.
God bless the
Um,
EAs out there that have to do that today.
yeah, I mean, it's a very challenging role that just does not get the credit
You're right.
that it deserves.
Yep. Absolutely. Goes unnoticed quite often.
Yeah, and we're out there championing, like,
Yes. I'm still a
this is
huge
what good
advocate.
supposed to do.
Yes. Mhm. Shout out to
Love
the
it.
Admin Awards and Sunny Noonan. She's amazing. If you ever want to check them out, the Admin Awards is a great place for recognition for your admins. Check them out. Nominate your people.
Okay, excellent. So we have come to the end of the interview. I like to wrap them up with a wisdom bomb. something small and actionable that people can take with them?
Yeah. Let's see. Something small. So something small is delegate your mind.
I love that.
Start opening your mind to new ways that you can learn from your past experiences and transfer some skills to come up with a new idea, and just start the thing. Tap into your resources. If you've got a network out there, you've got resources. Don't be afraid to reach out to the people you know that are maybe doing what you want to do.
Absolutely. And please, everybody, connect with Bonnie. I've put her links here. They're also on her page on the Real 50 Over 50, and connect with her on LinkedIn. Well, she's just everywhere. She's got so
I'm
many links.
everywhere.
I can't share them all.
I'm everywhere.
And
This
listen to
shy
her
little admin. I'm out everywhere now. Ugh.
and connect with her podcast as well. Listen to what she's got going on there. And thank you, Bonnie. Thank you for
You're
spending some
welcome.
time today. It's been
And
a
a pleasure. Yes.
And we will be back with more every Wednesday. We have 2 more interviews to fill, and we're booked for the year.
Nice. Oh, great job. Yay.
Lots
Love
of
it.
stories, lots of
Thanks, Donna. You're the
um,
best.
okay, thank you.
Take
And
care.
we will see you all next Wednesday.
Bye.